And he turning around and saying, well, I had to defend myself.
You see, if he didn't have the gun, nobody would have been.
Yeah. Now, if you could turn this around and say that was a black boy with a gun, he would have been convicted.
Long time.
Yeah.
He might not have been so far to shoot nobody. He was trying to shoot anybody.
He would have been convicted because they would say, yeah, those people who were going after him, they had all right to stop this guy because they thought he was an active shooter. That's what they would have said. The jury would have ruled that way.
Yeah.
They would say, yeah, they believe he was an active shooter. And that's why they went after him. So he didn't have any right to defend himself.
Well, yeah, but it's not the family gun. I mean, if you give him the thing to save himself, right?
Yeah.
You give him that. But he ain't supposed to have done it from the beginning.
Yeah. And they threw the whole thing out, the gun charge out.
Yeah.
See, that would have never happened in New York State. In New York, that wouldn't happen. They wouldn't throw out a gun charge like that. Some of these states got stupid laws.
True.
Yeah. And then comes another guy who killed like 6 people. He was out in he was out of bail for $1,000. He tried to run a woman over with a car. How can you put somebody out with $1,000 bail? Yeah.
You're talking about the fella who killed about 6 people?
Yeah, that was a woman who was a kid for him or something. He tried to run her over. Why would you give a guy like that $1,000 bail? You know? Yeah. $1,000 bail.
Well, the best thing I hear in the trial, the fella called 911. Police answer, what is the emergency? A black man on a long road.
Yeah, that's an emergency.
You can see that?
That's the emergency.
That's an emergency.
You see a black man on a long road.
But see, his parents and whoever were supposed to tell him, look, I don't care what you think, freedom. Don't go into any white neighborhood running down jogging. You can't do that. That's what they should have told him, and he would be alive today. You know? Yeah. I would have told him that. So it's kind of crazy. It's like you say, I've seen this movie before. You know, you see these stupid things that black people get into, keeps happening over and over. It's like, wait a minute, haven't you seen that movie before? Don't you know that's what's going to happen? That's how it's going to end? You know, you jogging through a mostly white neighborhood. Don't you know you're going to get killed? And then they're going to blame you? Yeah.
That's okay. That time they say he was calling for his own death.
Yeah.
He's going to be following your own.
Yeah, that's what the first lawyer said. And then she talked about his dirty toenail, he's not wearing any socks.
Mom, here for eggs. You want eggs?
Yeah. What does that got to do with it, that somebody's not wearing socks?
I need help. Help! Oh!
I never heard an argument like that in the court. That somebody's not wearing socks.
Did you watch it, Ray? Did you watch when they were doing the trial?
Why you like to be a lawyer?
Yeah, but the thing about it is, when the woman got up there and started talking, and she was talking about her father, I thought, is that man your father? Because at first I was confused. But she wanted to set a picture about how, when she grew up and what her father did to protect the neighborhood, and then try to contrast that the guy was doing the same.
When I in the religious station is that station that is beyond them political station or whatever.
But see,
But
like,
yeah, I didn't hear the
Right
full.
here. Oh no, that's the top.
The fella was another family, I forget his name. I didn't hear the first thing. So I saw that fella when I get off because he said he didn't know they had gun when he was running.
oh, you
down
mean the
corner.
one who took the video?
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy,
No,
the man who took the video, right?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't call it
because I'm not seeing it.
But they said, nah, he going down.
No, the reason is because the way the law is written is
You was charging your phone right there.
I put it on the charge.
if
It's on the charger right there.
Really? Oh, it's on the chair.
Yeah,
If
on the
there-
other
if
chair.
there's
Leave
a
it and I
commission,
didn't even charge it.
if there's a commission of a crime,
Oh, suppose that's the long
let's say you sitting in a getaway car, right?
Just
And
like
two
the
guys
AIDS.
went in and committed a bank robbery, and they shot two people in the bank. You in the car, you didn't shoot anybody. However,
They'll come
the
out
way
and
the
say
law
it.
is,
They'll
they're
question
going,
you.
they're going, yeah.
They'll question
They
you.
charge you for murder, even though you didn't shoot anybody, or you didn't tell them to shoot anybody, or you say, I didn't even know they had a gun.
Exactly.
You know?
As you say that ever happened to me at time now. I go in the bank by us there,
Yeah.
right?
That's just what.
So while I sit down in the bank, I sit down and stand up in the line.
Yeah.
A bank robbery try behind my
Oh,
back
wow.
there, and I know, you know.
What?
Yeah. When I pick up my business now, and I looking to come out, the police said, nah, you have to sit down there.
Wow.
And there's about 3 of us sit down, you know, the holding cage, right? So I want to know what happened. It's it's a robbery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The police when after.
Carrie was with you?
No, she was outside in the car.
Oh.
When the police come now, and all, and then they come in, tell me, they say, you come here with a car. I say, yeah. Say, let me see it.
Yeah.
So I said, look at all this. He said, oh. I said, what do you want to see my car for? But like what you said, you know, if you
Yeah.
better come with a car, yeah.
Yeah.
I said, hey, boy. Right behind the back, man. Like when I, I face him so and
Yeah.
they had tell me behind my back.
Wow.
Like you give up people or something, you know?
Yeah. That's why the jury, well, they didn't get him on every charge. I think 2 charges they didn't get him on.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
get him on the others.
Because he was there, he was there.
One of them is malice. That charge they didn't get him on.
Malice and
Yeah.
felony.
Yeah, they didn't get him on that one. But he got him on like 4 other charges.
Who's that?
The man was taking the video. He took the video.
Yeah, but he was charged for the murder.
Yeah.
No, they charged him, but the jury
All them
charges.
charges, but they had
Jury
different
charged 2
people
charges.
and all that.
Yeah.
Felony and all
One is
that.
malice.
Malice and felony.
Malice is like spiteful.
Malice is like you should be man.
When they're done with them, with the federal case they got coming up, they're done. That's it.
Like I tell them Karen by the show us the same fella when I'm taking
Yeah.
picture. They show us the house and thing, one big nice house.
Yeah.
I said, look at that, you have to go ask
Yeah.
the jail now. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, you see.
You saw when he come off the step, he should have stayed on his porch.
Well, you know, those men remind me of the old show called Watermelon Man, with the man running through the neighborhood, and they wanted to give him $1 million to move out of the neighborhood. You see, the black man.
Yeah.
Well, he used to be a white man that ended up woke up one morning and turned black. And then they said, look, we don't want you in this neighborhood anymore, you know? We give you $1 million to leave. Go to your family. Yeah.
Sometimes what they're saying is that anytime you hear black people come in the community, the value of the property is dropped.
Yeah. So what those guys should have done, those 3 men, they should have get together in an organization, get a good bit of money, and see the black guy who ran into it, should have stopped him and said, look, we're going to give you $250,000. Don't run through this neighborhood anymore. I'm sure he would have took it. You know? Don't run through this neighborhood anymore. Because you got power. So who won't take your $250,000?
Why not?
Huh? And that would have solved their problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they won't be sitting in jail for Thanksgiving right now. You know? Yeah. Just get, because you got a lot of wealthy people in that area. Just get the money. This black guy is always coming to
He had to live in nice bed, you know, the last week in the prison.
Yeah. Thanksgiving Day.
We don't know how much he might still get.
Well, the guy who did the shooting, they said that's life without parole. That's from one lawyer said.
Yeah.
Life without parole.
Yeah, but that's according to the degree, you know?
No, there's no degree there. The guy who actually did the shooting of the gun.
Yeah.
They said that's
when I
life
say-
without parole.
When I say degree, they say felony,
Nice
felony,
do it, but
and the, what you call it again?
With malice.
Malice.
Yeah,
the
malice.
last friend.
All that is murder, but
Yeah.
you see, malice is the one now with the fella will shoot.
Right.
He getting in that, but the felony is like if he was there,
Yeah.
you're charged for
He
murder.
started
They say,
in malice.
you see, what happened is that
Do you see any
the
down there?
felony, you know, they could give you life
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
with parole, you could get parole. But the malice now is life without parole. That is the
Yeah.
different. That is the different. That is the different thing.
Right.
Sorry.
Right?
And you have to have reason to stop somebody. You just can't force somebody to stop like that. The prosecutor asking that, you know, and the training he had, I think it was in the, what was it, the Coast Guard or something like that. You know, if somebody that committed a crime and you don't see, you can't detain somebody like that under the system we have. You know, even the police is not allowed to detain somebody. You know, you're not allowed to do that. You know, yeah, that's not supposed to happen. Yeah. You may say, well, when I would say the last time, this wasn't. Let me see how it is today. What progress they're making.
Yeah.
So you go back. Because in those parts of the country, you have the time to do that. You're not like in Brooklyn, New York, where you got lots of stuff to do. You don't have time for that nonsense.
There's too much to do.
Yeah, but down there you have that time. You could stand. Let me see what's going on. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not fenced in.
No, it's
In New York, the law says you have to fence in a construction site. Yeah, and they put like a little space like. If you're curious, you can look through. Those who are curious, yeah, you can. But because of insurance regulations and so forth, you can't go on the construction site drunk. You can get injured.
right. And it's a safety hazard, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but everywhere it's all different. The laws are different, you know. So I just hope that we've all learned from this specific incident. But there are some of us who still don't learn. Yeah, I mean, there's some of us who still consider this incident like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
You know, what happened? You know, it's not. You know, they're taking us back. You know,
yeah,
we've made some progress, but we're not all the way there. A lot of things we have to do. I mean, like, there's so much division and polarization between.
Yeah.
I hate it. I can't even. I really can't.
it's
stand
true.
it.
And I think some of them, certain media too, encourage that too, because they make money off of
You
that.
know how much times I said they don't watch on NBC all the time. The only thing I hear them Republican, Democrat, right, they left, right.
Yeah,
All you hearing.
like MSNBC, right?
That's what they
Yeah.
watch all the time. And it's just like, it's just so toxic, you know? I don't watch it.
Yeah,
I don't watch it. I mean, I'll do headlines sometimes
Right.
when they watch it all the time. Let me see if I can find some drinks. Something to, you know.
they got some water there too,
Yeah,
and
water.
they have if you want water, and they got some juice I believe in the fridge.
Yeah.
Well, like regular water in the bottles right down there. Yeah.
keep